Hey everyone, so it's been a little while since I've been posting anything. That's not been because I gave up on the idea of the challenge. It's more because I have just been really busy with other life stuff. I've still been training. It's just been much harder for me to get some videos done. You might have noticed I'm in a new location. I've got myself a studio for my real job, which you'll probably hear more about in some later videos. But for now, I'm just going to try and get you up to date on what I've been trying, what I've been practicing, and how it's been affecting my solving. Okay, so last video I made, I said I was going to be working on my last F2L pair, so seeing if I could kind of predict OLL or influence OLL, and I'm not going to lie, this one really didn't go well at all. This is probably the worst out of all the months that I had, and I think in hindsight, dedicating a whole month to just trying to figure this stuff out was probably a bad move. I kind of thought at the beginning I was going to be able to get further than I ended up getting, and yeah, I think at the level that I'm at, I'm just not able to retain enough information about that last F2L pair and what the final pieces are doing to be able to make it useful for me. But I'll quickly share just some of the things that I ended up learning. So the two types of F2L insertion I was looking at was when the pair was already matched up, as well as when they were directly opposite each other. I did consider looking at things like sledgehammers, but like I said, it all got a bit too complicated by the end. In terms of both of these though, the only thing I ever really got good at was predicting the edges. So as you can see from this solved case, the edges are usually pretty easy to predict. So regardless of whether it's this one or the opposites, you can kind of see what piece is going into here, and because I've moved that out of the way, that you know that that's also going to be the same. And in fact, for things like cross cases and dot cases, they look almost the same. So in this example, we see a cross case. You can already see that there's three edges solved, and pretty much every time that this happens, once you put in the pair, either way, it's gonna become a cross case. And similarly, if I get to the end and I don't see any edges, then I know that it's probably going to be a dot case. So whether it's split apart or paired up, you kind of just get the idea that dot cases look like dot cases and cross cases look like cross cases. The other handy thing about predicting the edges is there's only two cases left, so that we've got the horizontal bar or we've got the L, and actually, they just tend to look like each other. So where the dot cases and cross cases look like what they are, if I see a bar case almost all the time, it's gonna end up as an L case. And if I got an L case, it's gonna end up as a bar case. Occasionally you also get something like this, which will also end up as an L case, just because this piece is replacing this, and we're only doing one 90-degree turn to insert it. After this though, I find it just way too much effort for me where I was at the moment to figure out anything that could be helpful about the corners. The only real corner slots that I got to notice was to know that this one is always going to stay the same, and so is this one here, and that whatever I see in this corner will be on the top. So they stay the same, this one's on the top, but to be honest, I don't really know what to do with that. I don't have the ability yet to be able to deduce what's coming quick enough or in any amount of time that's going to be useful for a solve. And then after that, I guess it's going to come down to recognizing all of those specific cases and just being able to know straight away, because I've seen a specific type of case, what to do next. One special mention I'll bring up is this case right here, simply because it has a very frustrating habit of making you think that you're going to get a OLL skip. So if you have a pair insertion on either of these two corners, it kind of looks straight away, if you just take a quick look at it, like you're going to skip the last layer. If you don't end up seeing the two yellow stickers here, however, then you end up with one of these. So I thought I'd flag that up, this one as well. There's so much of it solved that nearly every single time I was getting myself caught out thinking I was going to skip the OLL stage, but actually it ends up as this case. So those are two that are worth kind of learning to recognize, just so that you don't kind of get your hopes up and end up stumbling once you get to the OLL. And also, if you can recognize the two, what orientation that it's going to be in for the end, that is pretty good as well. So there it is. If I were to go and do this all again, probably I would have just included this with the other F2L pairs. I think the additional information that I got, while it's probably going to be useful somewhere down the line, I don't think it's very useful for me at the moment, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on whether or not I'm missing something, and actually a bit more work at this can make a bigger difference in the road to being kind of sub 12. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'll be back next time with a video about my OLL solving and how I approach that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.